Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Oh, welcome, everyone to the commentary zone. Today, we are picking up where we left off with Married at First Sight Australia Season 6, Episode 4. Okay, so um, the first 6 couples have had their weddings, their receptions, they've gone off to their first nights, and now it's the next day and they get their envelopes with where they're going on their honeymoons. And this is so freaky because they don't all go to the same place together. They go off on separate honeymoons. This is so different from the American version.
I mean, and they went to some great places too. I was jealous. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
Fiji, Bangkok, New Zealand. Some of them stayed in Australia and went to Queensland, I think it was.
I think
It was
so.
pretty cool.
I was like, this is amazing.
I wonder what their budget is for this production.
And they have a nice budget.
Yeah. I was surprised at Thailand though. When they sent
Me too.
Ning back there, I was like, what? I mean, it was appropriate because that's where she's from. But
Exactly.
damn, that's a month. Well, accommodations there are not expensive. But because remember, didn't from 90 Day Fiance, Annie and David, isn't that where he met her?
Yes.
Right. And he said the cost of living there was like super, super cheap.
That's true. So
He went there when he was broke.
Right.
Okay. So we find out that Heidi and Mike, it seems like it's the next day and they look good. They're happy. You know, Ning and Mark, they made it through the night without killing each other.
Right. Win.
But she got a surprise. She woke up and he got up and all the jewels were out.
Exactly. That was just too funny.
Well,
She was
hello
like,
there.
right. She was just like, okay. She's like, wasn't expecting that.
Can you imagine what came out of her mouth when she saw that? Oh my
Right.
God. Okay, so we see the letters arriving. Jules and Cameron, they were my favorite from the first show. They're going to New Zealand, which I thought was sweet since he played for New Zealand, I think. Melissa and Dino get to go to Fiji. Wow.
Wasted, but okay.
Okay. Ning and Mark, they go to Bangkok, Thailand. Who else do we see? Jess and Mike, they get to go to North Queensland. Heidi and Mike, I think they also go to Queensland. And I think that's it. I think that's all 6 of them, right? Who cares? We'll figure it out.
Yes.
We'll figure it out. Let's see. What do you want? How do you want to do this? Just like anything that tickles your fancy?
I just
Or
say
do you want
couple
to
by couple.
couple
We
by
could
couple?
just knock them out. Yeah.
Okay, so then let's start with Jules and Cameron because they're the first ones that I have on my list. And it seems like their relationship is really progressing quickly.
I love them. They're a great couple. They're so open and so honest with each other. I was just um when she told him like she wanted to talk to him about children, I'm like I love the fact that she wasn't afraid to have that conversation even though they just met because she's at that stage is like I need to know and I don't want you to be trapped or I don't want to waste each other's time. It's just I was so pleased with that. It was open, it was honest. I'm just so happy he wants kids too. And I was just like, yes, 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 yes.
She
I
was
think more
nervous
couples.
about that, but he
Mhm.
said from the beginning that he wanted a family. So I'm glad that at
Mhm.
least they paired those two together.
Exactly. 'Cause like I've always said, to me, family, finances, and children, those are the deal breakers in your relationship. You have to
Mhm.
agree on those,
Mhm.
particularly the kids. I mean,
Okay.
when you're younger in your 20s, you can change your mind. But when you're in your 30s and you know what you want, you cannot waste that time.
And
It's
she's
super
a couple
important.
years older than him.
Mhm.
What'd you think about their adventure in kayaking?
That was fun. To me, it was fun.
She gave him a lot of trust, especially when that damn thing turned over and hit her on the head or something or whatever. Like he went immediately after her. He's very
Oh, yeah.
protective. And I think that's where she built up the courage to actually talk to him about the kids because she was like him a horn before that.
Right.
Like
Because you
she
just
couldn't
never
find the right
know.
time.
You just never know how the person will react. And can I just say, New Zealand was gorgeous. Like I
Hmm.
was like, I want to be there. I just want to be there. I just want to be a part of the crew and just stay at the hotel and eat. I don't need to do nothing else.
Oh Lord. Remind me to tell you about something that's going on with a film crew with one of my friends at their properties. I'll
Okay.
tell you that offline. Secret.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, they're progressing so naturally.
Mhm.
Like they seem to really have a lot of shared values, a lot in common. Their chemistry is on fire. They're very tactile, and even though there is like, some issues that they're scared to bring up, they still bring it up and the other person
Mhm.
is receptive. I love this couple. Love, 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 love.
I totally
Okay.
agree because that's how you build a relationship even further. Just getting those things out
Mhm.
of the way and being
Mhm.
honest.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we next couple is Melissa and Dino, and we see them on the plane. They seem kind of happy. I guess they're excited. She's never been to Fiji, I think.
Right.
Um, but they get there, and I guess the first thing Dino wants to do is to meditate with her, and he brings some cushions out to a lawn area. And he starts babbling some nonsense. Did I get it? No. But his voice sounds good. I just closed my eyes and went along with it and thought about, my next drink or, having a steak for dinner, namaste. But instead, this idiot, she gets in her confessional and she's like, I don't understand. I feel spiritually dumb. Well, not only are you spiritually dumb, you just dumb dumb. And he just as dumb as her because he feels like they're connecting. And I don't
Mm-mm.
think they are.
No. I kind of tuned them out a little bit. So for me, it was just like him doing him and her being her, and it was just like you guys
Mhm.
aren't really coming together. And I think it's more because she's not taking it as seriously as he's taking it.
I think it's because she's borderline making fun of his spirituality because she doesn't understand it.
Agreed.
You know, when they finish the meditating, they go and they do like a mud bath, like they wipe mud on each other and then take it off in a little thermal pool or something like that. And that's something that doesn't need much understanding. And it's a
Hmm.
way for you to bond because you are touching one another in a caressing manner, and then like you put on the mud and then you help wash it off. Like, she just makes light of every encounter with him.
And I think that's why I can't resonate with her. I think that's why she annoys me. Is because it's like, ma'am, like be respectful.
I will say, um, he has a nipple ring. I like the nipple rings. They're cute. Um, she admits that she's not good at romance. She is awkward, but she finally goes in for a kiss, even though she's not good at initiating. She goes in for a kiss. I thought she was gonna headbutt him, but um, yay, she got a kiss. Oh, jeez. There's nothing like I'm struggling to say something good about this girl. I really am.
I'm just not going to. So Excuse me, so I won't struggle.
Okay, so that's it for them. All right, next on the list is Ning and Mark. They got Thailand for their honeymoon. Um, they're having breakfast, and Mark notices that Ning is really hard to please. You now getting that?
Right. I'm like, where have you been?
And then you see her, and she's like, I feel so bad for him. I feel sorry for him because her walls are back up. What
Yep.
happened? You know, he's trying to be romantic with her while they go for a swim in the pool. Um, what did you think of that kiss? Like,
It was cringeworthy. I wish I hadn't seen it.
it almost felt like he was forcing himself on
Right.
her. Or that's how she was portraying it. Like, I'm not saying that he was doing that, but her
Mm,
reaction made
actions.
it seem like it was forced. And then at the end of it, she said something like, "That's it for today," as if she
Yeah.
was cutting off all contact with him.
But in her confessional, she said she wanted to go in for a kiss to be more open and this and that, and she did.
What
And it
happened?
just but it's like she wanted to, but then she kind of like held back or something. Or was trying to get away. I'm like, what? And I felt bad for him because she kept backing up. He kept going forward.
Yeah, it was beyond awkward. And I'm glad that he said something about it when they got to the loungers. He was like, "What did that comment mean? Like, what?" And I don't think she could even explain herself at this point.
Mm-mm.
But he does say it's very hard to interpret Ning's actions. And I agree with
I
him.
agree.
I so agree with him. He has to be very careful because I'm beginning to wonder now if she's one of those types that might, you know, call the R word when that's not what he intended at all.
Right.
But
I get it.
good luck. Good luck.
Look,
Let's see. Did anything else happen with them? Oh, okay. So she decides, I guess, to make up for that BS at the pool. And they go on a boat tour and they do a traditional Thailand's wedding part of the wedding ceremony where they have these beautiful floral wreaths. One is for the bride and one is for the groom, and they go out on the boat and then they put them in the water. And if the two wreaths stay together, that is good luck for the wedding couple, means that they'll stay together. But if they
mhm,
drift apart, that's bad luck.
yeah.
And it seems like at first they were drifting apart,
Right.
but then they
I'm like, oh,
came together. And he said something that was really cute. He said, it's kind of like us. We started off apart, but now we're coming together. So that was kind of nice.
it was. She's just struggling. She just won't.
Yes.
She just can't. Like he's a stranger to her. I understand that. So
Mhm.
it's like now I'm being asked. I'm married and being asked to trust a stranger when the people who I have known have failed me. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
she trusts in him, or learns to at least.
Yeah. I wish them luck. I really do, because this is a struggle. Oh my
Hmm.
God. Okay, so the next couple we see is Heidi and Mike. Um, they're they're the ones that we most recently met with Ning and Mark. So they honeymoon in Queensland. Did he get up naked?
Yeah,
Okay then. But she was fully clothed.
she was fully clothed. She's like, "See, I'm in full pajamas." And then they
I
and
was
then they
like,
then they asked him like, "Did you guys have sex?" He's like, "A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell." I was like, "Yeah, y'all did. Of course
you
you did."
think they did?
I think she just did. I think they did, and she got and right after that. She put her pajamas on, not just to not look bad.
Oh, see, I was hoping that she kept to her because this was the gal that was saying, "Don't have sex with your husband on the first night. Don't have
But the
sex."
first night was the wedding night, though.
I
So this
know.
technically, this is okay. This is okay.
This is okay.
This is yeah,
All
because it's not the
right.
same day. It's not the same day.
She's just so funny. Like, when I saw that, I was like, "Only Heidi. My God." Like, whatever. So, what did they do? Um, they go to the beach, right?
Hmm.
They're the ones that went to the beach. Oh, yes. This is the one that I did the thumbnail on. Okay, so she has had a past. She has trust issues. And she decides, to tell him the story of her life, how she left home as a teen, wound up as a ward of the state, went into public housing, continued going to school while going to work at the same time. Um, and he says, "Okay, you've said this quite a few times. I'm just going to stop listening." And honestly, I do this to people. I can tune people out if they're just, like, on auto repeat. I just tune them out, and I just
Yeah.
start going, "Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Yep. And you
uh-huh."
nod too. And then it's an attentive nod too, where you go, "Oh," and you lift your eyebrows up. That really makes you look like you're interested. It works. Like if I do like this, mm-hmm,
Mm.
mm-hmm. Oh, really? You see
See,
that?
now I'm gonna watch you moving forward.
Mhm.
But quite honestly, like, I wouldn't do it the first time I was having a meaningful conversation with my
Right.
spouse.
Totally agree.
So he tries to change the subject, but it's such a harsh redirect that
Yeah.
she notices it, and she's just like, she does a little shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And he then gets up and he tries to explain himself, and he says, "You started off trying to make a point, and I just want you to make that point." And so she tries to explain herself again, and he goes, "Look, girl, I'm not your therapist."
I was like, whoa.
I felt so bad for Heidi because
Yeah.
what she was telling him was part of how she became the woman she is today.
Exactly.
It was like she wasn't talking about the grocery list.
Exactly. Agreed.
I don't like him anymore.
He just had a bad moment, but this comes with, like he said, being 44 and single. You become selfish.
Then don't sign up for the show.
But they're getting to know each other. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give him a pass on this one. Not a full pass, but like, sir, you've hurt her now. You need to make up for it. That kind of like I need to see what you do moving forward with her because how you put it was completely unnecessary.
She gets up and she walks away from him. I don't
Yeah, I agree.
blame her.
Not at all.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to, like, give him one of those cards that I gave, stripper boy from the American
Oh,
Maps, Vincent.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm uh, I'm not your therapist. Yeah, no, he's got a red card. He's got a
I'm not
red card.
I'm not mad at you for that.
That was horrible. Okay, so the next couple is Jessica and Mike. He's the farmer, and she's the cute little blonde girl with the boxer father.
Is his name Mike or Mick? Because in my mind I keep calling him
Mick.
Mick.
Yes,
Okay,
Mick.
I'll keep calling him Mick.
I
I'm
have
like, oh,
Mike here for some reason. So it's Mick. Yeah, the farmer. Thank you, my friend. They go to North Queensland. Um, I thought they were so good together when we left them.
but
And
But
now
she says maybe I really liked him in the beginning, so maybe it was I got caught up in the day, the
I was
emotion. I was
devastated.
like, oh, so he's
No.
not the type of guy I generally go for. He's older, he's rough around the edges. Oh, here we go. No.
She is totally turned off by him. She's spending more time in her phone on social media and he's noticing it. You
Hmm.
know, he's the one who's commenting on all of this. And I'm like, "Oh my
And
god."
do you think this played into his question that he asked her? And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
was like,
because
oh
he plans an
no,
activity day for them to try and, like, get them to connect. What was their activity? Good Lord, I can't even remember, but, yeah, it didn't go well, and then at dinner, she asked him
that
if that was the same shirt he was wearing all day, and he's like, no, wait, might, it could be. Yeah, it is."
that was funny.
Um, but he was honest. He was
Yeah,
like, w it probably doesn't smell as bad as it would as if he was on the farm, so it was okay, it was clean.
but the question that he asked her, I was like, oh no.
Yes, he did ask her if she okay, if she's really invested and open to the process of doing the show, or does she do the show for social media? Because she hasn't been out of her phone
Hmm.
since, day 2.
And that's a fair point. That's a fair question at this point.
She was highly offended. "How dare you? How dare you?" And she, like, stomps off.
But she never denied it though.
No, she didn't. But when she gets by herself, I guess she, like, starts to think about it and goes, oh my God, I just need 100,000 more, subscribers, or, people who follow me so I can get verified. Um, let me see how I can fix this. And she goes back downstairs and she apologizes for how she said what she said to him, not for saying
Right.
what she said to him.
And not denying that she's on there for Instagram. So,
Oh, so, and the reason why, okay, there's another thing that this show does that the other show doesn't, the American show. They got a question box, and she asked him her question and he answered it. But I don't think that was the question that he selected from the box. I think that was his own
that
question.
was his own question, most definitely, because he was frustrated. Because he mentioned before he was frustrated by her being on her phone all the time.
Ah, she thinks that his question was sad and that it was a stupid question. I think that question hit a little bit too close to home for her.
Way too close.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so, and even in her apology for raising her voice to him, she still goes back and says that what you said was awful.
Right. Let it go.
Yeah, girl, stop. He called you out on your BS. Um, who is next? We have okay, we already did
Cyril and
Mel.
Nick.
Cyril and Nick is next. Wait, I want to leave them for last. Are they the very last ones?
They're the
Yes,
last
yes.
one.
Okay, so they get to go to New Zealand for their honeymoon, and it's her first time seeing snow. He's so excited that they're together, but he knows that he has something to tell her, and it's about his cancer.
Hmm.
And we find out that there are side effects.
Right.
And I kind of knew that because he had mentioned briefly in his when they were setting the couple up, that he had testicular cancer.
Right.
And I knew that there had to have been some little bonus along with that, because a friend of mine had that when he was in his teens, and I know what his side effect was.
Hmm.
So, yeah. She's all excited. They go skiing and sledding. Um, Everything looks hunky dory.
Oof.
um, they're connecting. They have great chemistry,
Oh.
but she senses that there's something, like, there's a little disconnect. And of course,
Right.
it's him holding back. Um, then he plans a really nice surprise for her. And she's sitting downstairs. I guess they have an upstairs downstairs suite. She's sitting downstairs for an hour and a half, like freaking herself out. And he's planned this really romantic, like flower petals and candles and like little nibbles and noshes and champagne and all of that because it's their last night. And this is the night he's gonna tell her. Mm.
Hmm.
So he tells her, and she takes it well.
Yeah,
I
she
mean, all
understands.
things considering.
She understands. She gets it.
But in addition to having the cancer when he was 24, he tells her that there is a side effect that um
They cut a nerve.
yeah, during the
So
surgery they severed a nerve and it prevents him from ejaculating. He can climax, but the ejaculate does not come out of his penis, it goes into his stomach. And if they want to have children, they can do it, but with IVF.
IVF. Yeah.
Mhm. She takes that like a champ.
I think she really, really likes him. And she understands that, it wasn't his fault. And that I think she's more excited that he's willing to have children. Like he's willing to go through the process. And
Mhm.
I think that's what really like makes her happy. Like he's gone through so much, but he's still willing to go through more medical procedures. Because some people when they have a medical procedure, they just turned off from doctors and surgery. But he's willing to do it because he really wants children. And I think
Mhm.
that's the most endearing thing to her. I think that touched her the most, quite honestly.
Mhm. And, she says, she does want to have children.
Mhm.
And if and when they do fall in love, that they
Mhm.
will find a way. She won me
Yep.
with that. She won me with that because I had serious doubts if she was emotionally mature enough to take on, information like this.
Oh yeah, I mean I get it, but I could
Mhm.
see in her like family is so important
Mhm.
that she's willing to do what she needs to do to
Yeah.
have her family. So I like her a lot. I like her from the beginning because of her spunkiness, but the fact that she can handle this, more points for me.
But I also like the way how she phrased that. If we fall in love, like she's being realistic.
Hmm.
I just met you like 48 hours ago. So if we fall in love, we will find a way.
Hmm.
Good girl.
And
So
I bet you they have
yeah,
twins.
huh?
That's what I would do if it's IBS. I would have twins.
Yeah, get it one and done. One and done. Okay, guys, like did we miss anything?
No, these were two good episodes.
Mhm. Mhm. Lots of fun and lots more based on the preview, but now I'm giving these previews a grain of salt.
Right.
We have more couples on the way.
Hmm.
Damn, it's gonna be a lot. So yeah, so let us know what you thought of this. Did you watch it? Leave your comments below. We do read them and we respond. This was Married at First Sight Australia, season 6, episode 4. So if you like this review, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you're sent an alert every time we put out new content. And most importantly, tell a friend. We want them to join the conversation. Until next time, bye.
Bye.